Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Chuck and Lisa Show. Welcome from our living room. Everybody say hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
You sound so thrilled.
Hi, Lisa.
That's better. Put on your radio voice, Miss Lisa.
I don't have a radio voice.
We have one now. And so, everybody say hello to our producer for the evening and my brother from another mother, Mr. Dershey.
What up, Chuck?
Hi, Dershey.
Hey.
Hi, Dersh.
Hi, Dersh.
Hi. Dershey.
Dersh. The world traveler. The man, the myth, the world traveling legend. Right?
That's me.
So how's everybody doing tonight?
Is our stuff working?
Our stuff is working.
Our stuff is working? Cool.
Yep. I like it when it works. Last night we made it work, even though it didn't work, right, Mr. Dershey? We're getting better at this, figuring stuff out.
That is correct.
That's true. If you don't know, Mr. Dershey and I have a show as well. That is on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m.
There are a couple.
We're a couple of what?
A couple of...
Hello, Mata. Hello, Fada.
Right-wing nut jobs.
Yes, we are, and
She's
proud of
giggling
it.
She said she's giggling. Absolutely. She's giggling after she said it like she told the secret. Hi, the secret is Chuck and Dershey are right-wing
nut jobs.
As you wish.
But everybody knows it.
Oh,
It's just fun to say. It's just fun
You should see her sitting there just giggling back and forth like a 4-year-old saying it. It's funny.
It's a bad word.
It's funny. So welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here. We had a great show last night. And
it was great because it was out in the camper and I didn't have to hear it.
That's true. I was out in the camper. Tonight we're back in the living room with Cats, the dog, and it's so beautiful we've actually got the front door open.
And yesterday it snowed, so that was North Carolina.
Yesterday it snowed and today it's this.
Yep.
Before we get talking about, we are the world's greatest at getting off track of what we're trying to talk about, talking about other fun stuff. So, saddle up and tighten your seatbelt for that.
Introduce yourself.
I know. I am Chuck Nellis. I am
not on Twitter.
I am no longer on Twitter, believe it or not. I was there for 10 years, 1.4 or 5 million tweets, and about 250,000 followers. But I am no longer there. I am now on a variety of places.
Thanks,
and
Jack.
If you want to know where I am, thanks, Jack. Yeah, son of a...
Jack off.
Son of a sailor. If you want to know where I am... Oh, look at that.
What?
Look at that.
What? Look at what?
Woo!
What?
Where's Chuck?
What?
Boy, are you on top of it, Mr. Dershey.
Where what?
Dang.
Oh, there you go.
You gotta look.
Me.
I'm on all those places. I'm on Gab, USA Life, Me. Oh, no, there's one E in MeWe, but other than that, WG1, WGA, and Facebook. And by the way, I'm going to add on top of that. This is where you're going to have to also
this is
grab
the main thing now, right?
Well, now everybody keeps telling me that on the Facebook-based sites. You have to have pages.
Hey, well, page
so
is like a brand.
I made pages.
A page is like a brand.
I'm a brand.
Yeah.
I'm a walking brand.
The man, the myth, the brand.
I approve of this message.
The brand.
All right. So anyway,
So you have a page
Facebook
on Facebook.
Politics.
No, your page.
No,
not
my
your,
page.
Not your.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'll get it. On Facebook. Let's start with Facebook. There goes the dogs.
Oh, sorry about that, people.
Oh, that's the group. So somebody's gonna have to explain groups versus pages at some point.
To you.
But not right now. Yeah, I know. I'm a mess of this. All right. So my page is called Chuck Nellis Page at Chuck Nellis Page.
What's
Facebook.
the name of it though? If they
Well,
want
it's
to search
called
for
Chuck
it.
Nellis. Twitter couldn't silence me.
Well, you can search for that as
It's
well.
a lot easier to find Chuck Nellis Page.
Yeah,
though.
but some people could just search for that.
And we're not talking pages like, what's the name of that guy from Boston? Bernie.
What?
The gay guy from Boston that had all the pages. That
Oh, I got nothing.
you're about to have your
I
wire
know.
taken by a
Go,
dog.
stop.
Why
Go
don't you
stop.
lock them outside or something? You have a wire. My wife has a wire on her
I have-
headphones long enough to extend the entire length of the house,
Stuck.
which isn't that long.
No, it's not. Go.
No, it's
out.
not. So anyway,
No, up, out. Out.
thank you,
No.
Clody Doe. You don't have to close that door.
Yes, I
Just
do.
the other door.
This door.
All right.
Because I want-
Anyway, we are live and we're in our living room for real, and Lisa's struggling with the door. All right. So anyway, I'm going to continue this.
Ow.
So I am at Chuck Nellis Page there. I'm sorry we get off track, guys. We always get off track.
That's the.
On Gab, I am at Chuck Nellis, as Dershi's awesome display there shows that. Now on USA.life, I am at free Chuck Nellis. I like that one.
You're free.
I know they were like, "Do you want to change?" At first, when I first got there, they're like, "Do you want to change this and make it just Chuck Nellis?" I was like, "No, the other one's Chuck
No,
Nellis."
you're free. You're easy.
Free Chuck
That's good.
Nellis. That isn't it. I'm a free man. Well, you can tell by the page that I've got the Constitution across the banner.
Yeah.
So that's a minor clue right there.
You're easy.
Anyway. So anyway,
Somebody
then
call
at
us.
WG1WGA, I know this is a Chuck Nellis Page. So I'm Chuck Nellis Page at a couple places. And that's enough for tonight. We'll talk about more
No,
later.
it's not.
Lisa.
Oh, there we go.
Where are you at?
I am. That you just ended a sentence with a preposition, but
Where you be at?
that. Stop saying that. Okay, I have a blog that I need to write at more. Louise.blog.
Yes.
I have a page called Vintage Velma on Facebook, which I need to write more on. I am the editor or admin at a page called The Best of North Carolina,
That's cool.
which even if you don't live in North Carolina, you should.
That's the one you need to do more of.
Yeah. And that's like just positive, mostly positive, fun,
It's
cool
just
things.
North Carolina stuff.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of politics, but just because we have weirdo politics. I post.
And because Lisa's a liberal
Well,
politics
no, I post-
person and
I
she likes
post-
her liberal politics.
I post without comment. for
If
the
you
most-
don't already know this about us, Lisa is liberal and I am conservative.
I am James and George, and you are Kellyanne and Mary,
I get to be the girl
right?
each time.
You-
You
I
get to be
know.
the
What's
dude.
up with that?
What's up with that?
I don't
What's
know.
going on here?
I don't know.
I
but
don't
anyway,
know. So anyway,
I'm George Conway,
Did we cover up?
and you're Kellyanne.
That doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, except you much better looking.
Why, thank you.
I know. You're welcome.
So have we covered everywhere you are?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Louise on Twitter.
Oh yeah, we've got Louise.
But
you're
you're not
the
gonna- but
only
if you-
contact
but
that
if
we
you
have to
like-
Twitterville.
Right, but if you like Chuck,
You won't like her.
don't go on my page and follow
Yeah,
me
don't
and then
don't
be
follow
mean.
her for her politics
No.
because she'll block your ass.
Well, no, that's
Sorry.
not what it is. It's
I know,
just like,
but I know what you want.
Hi, I miss Chuck so much. Where
but I hate you.
And I know.
And they say that.
I know.
So that if you want to keep in contact with Lisa, be able to reach me,
just read my pin post.
Don't talk to her.
Me.
She doesn't want to talk to you.
No,
anyway. If you're gonna be nice, she's happy to talk.
I'll talk to you.
Right.
But don't go like, oh, it's a shame somebody as smart as you thinks blah 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 blah. I'm like,
right. Hey, I am married to a liberal.
I'm smart.
She's smart. She's
but
funny.
You don't have to
she's
be
fun,
mean about it.
And you can disagree without being disagreeable.
Right.
All right. Back to this before we get too far.
Back to what?
We're already off track as usual. Mr. Dershey, where can we find you at, and do you want to be found?
I'm lost, so nobody can find me.
Hiding now. I am in disguise.
Oh, I hate that picture.
Hello.
I hate that picture.
I like that picture.
I don't.
The glasses.
I know, but somebody goes,
cool.
that's
and
not
look at
you.
the color of your hair.
Somebody goes, that's not you. Because I was sweaty.
Sweaty. No,
sweaty?
I won't go there.
No, sweaty, and I had a zit, so that's nice.
Anyway, I can't be found.
So, Dershey,
but people out there who are listening to us can find us at 201-439-8092. Got to have a show ID, which is 820-07366. Please give Chuck and Lisa a call. We'd like to talk to you tonight.
Yeah.
You really should call us. By the way, we're going to cover this later, but every dang one of us have allergies. I don't know why we have the door open, except for that it's nice out.
Because it comes in
I
anyway.
know, but at nighttime, not with that door closed. We have filters and everything else. She likes the fresh air.
Hey,
and I don't blame her.
What about
the allergies are just
the cool thing? This is like a unsolicited
cool
advertisement.
Black Rifle Coffee Company.
No,
what?
K&N Filters.
Oh yeah, they'd be a good sponsor.
Now makes a filter for your whole house.
We bought one.
So you never have to buy a filter again. That's so cool.
We have K&N filters in all of our cars. I'll give you the best example because this was just cool. I don't know the numbers on the other cars, but I know the numbers on hers. She has the 3.7 V6 in her Mustang convertible, which normally has 305 horsepower. But with the filter, she gained 13 horsepower. So that V6 has got 318 horsepower, and she gained 3 miles a gallon for gas mileage.
Yay.
So to me, that's money well spent.
Yeah.
So K&N Filters, we want you for a sponsor,
but
too.
But also be careful when you go to places like Jiffy Lube or whatever. They're like, you need a new air filter. I'm like, or oil filter, whatever. I'm like, it's a K&N.
Right.
Don't throw that away. I'll kick you.
I kick you.
I kick you.
Don't mess with my $45 filter that works forever and gives me extra gas
But you need
mileage.
A new one. I'm like, okay.
No, you don't. You wash it underwater. Then. Yeah, right.
Well, you're supposed to dry it.
Even better though, if you got the air compressor, you just throw it with the air and it's done.
K&N Filters. Buy one for your house.
Right. And sponsor us.
And then you'll never have to buy one again.
Sure, all we have to do is wash that from here on out with just take the hose and we're done.
That's what you have to do? You have to make that noise?
Yeah, complete with the noise. I'll make that noise if they'll sponsor us.
Oh, well, I guess we have to find out.
We have to find out. Anyway.
We're early adopters.
Look at the screen.
Wow.
Please continue to listen while Chuck and Lisa go down another rabbit hole. You're not on the right.
Oh, no, I'm reading it. I'm reading Coach.
I wasn't reading that.
I'm reading Coach. He said put the
Coach.
old one in there.
Hi, Coach.
While it gets dry. That makes sense.
Oh, that's true.
We got 2 left.
That's true.
There you go.
That's true. Very smart. I need to get a compressor anyway, but that's true. I do need to do that. You do. That's a great idea.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. It's good to see you. So let's see. What were we going to talk about? Have we covered everybody? Dershey, you told us that you don't want to be found and you're happy to be hidden. Right?
We're good.
Just traveling the world All on your own. You're good. You're a trip, dude.
Dershey
used to be my partner in crime on Twitter, and we used to terrorize the left.
And you used to get kicked off all the time.
Well, that's because of one group of people that really don't like me, and I really still live in their head. Oh, the breaking news on that before we get into anything.
Oh, yeah.
I got him suspended.
Fake Chuck.
Fake Chuck is no longer. And you know what? As soon as I got it suspended, I was kind of sorry.
You know what
I
was
missed
funny?
it.
Remember that day you were being a
fun.
jerk, and I was like, I'm going to go hang out with Fake Chuck because he's nicer than you are. And then he got suspended.
I know. And then as soon as I got him suspended, I was like, oh, I kind of missed that. He was stealing all of my tweets and posting them for me.
It was funny.
Lisa, you've got a knot.
So?
No, you're about to pull the microphone.
I'm back.
Trip.
Need a rubber band. What? That's water. That's water.
Lisa,
just so you know.
Lisa's doing her best imitation of Jesus, Dershey.
No, seriously.
She's turning water into wine.
That's water, just so you know.
Alright, so we covered Where Am I? Because where in the world is Waldo as Mr. Chuck lately on the internet. And nextly, every week we're going to talk about Nextly. That's another Chuck, isn't it? Is that another one?
Is that like Nextel?
Next, NASCAR. We're going to talk about NASCAR briefly every week just because we all like the topic. Dershey likes it, I like it, Lisa likes it. And I think many of our friends out there also like it, and I hope you do. It was an interesting race. It was a good race. Wouldn't you say, Dersh? Wouldn't you say, Lisa?
It was a great race. I liked it. I mean, it was a lot of lead changes, a lot of different strategies. You know, they weren't all pitting at the same time. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, 1.5 mile tracks basically suck normally. So this new aero package, I think, really helped a lot. It was a lot closer racing, more passing, side-by-side racing, and stuff like that.
Well, I think it's
agree. Disagree?
Yeah, yeah, and it really gave opportunity for drivers to take multiple lines and make great passes.
Yeah,
I was quite pleased with that race.
Yeah, so basically putting Coca-Cola across the upper third of the track on each end is a good idea. Because that's basically what that chemical is. Yeah. It's just sticky.
Yeah. So, speaking of Coca-Cola.
Speaking of... Oh, are we trying to get them for a sponsor?
Well, no, no, I'm serious. Don't you think?
What?
McDonald's or Coca-Cola?
Oh, wait. Yes. Well, Lisa and I have been talking about... Monster's
up this year.
Monster is up at the end of the season as sponsor of NASCAR. And we were talking about who we thought would be a great sponsor
I mean, Coke is basically spending a ton of money anyway.
Right.
Monster is technically a part of Coke somehow.
Lisa thinks Coca-Cola. I'd really like to see McDonald's personally.
Yeah.
Because they could put McDonald's restaurants at every track. They could put the characters all over the place.
Yeah.
Make kid zones at every track.
Except McDonald's isn't as big as you think.
No. Well,
kids don't like it so much anymore. My kids really didn't like. They grew out of it once they were about 3 or 4.
Yeah, but
they didn't want to eat it there anymore.
But you had athletes. I mean, you had kids that were in the soccer, and then they eat all fruits and vegetables and fruity.
No, not really. I mean, they ate.
They didn't eat fast food.
Trust me, Lisa, kids love it. I can't pick my grandkids up and go past the McDonald's without them whining about wanting to get something. Look, the kids still love it today.
That's your kids were weird, is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, your kid was weirder.
My kid ate at McDonald's all the time.
Well, yeah, because she could get no vegetables.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know me, I was never a fan of vegetables
meat,
either.
Meat, cheese, bread.
So, Dershey, who do you think would be a good sponsor?
Would be a good sponsor.
I think McDonald's would be fantastic.
They could co-sponsor.
Well, they're worldwide.
They could co-sponsor.
That's true.
I mean...
But they're already on 2-3 cars right now, McDonald's is. They might as well just sponsor the whole dang league.
That's what I'm saying. Plus, they have all the commercials about the,
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Right.
Well,
what do you think, Dersh?
I know. I like Coke being a sponsor because that company has so much money.
They do.
NASCAR, they can almost Coke could buy everybody a ticket and go to NASCAR for free. They got so much money.
Well, I mean, basically, Monster Energy is a subdivision somehow of Coke anyway.
Right. Like so why not just have the mothership?
Yeah.
Somehow I just got the scene of Star Wars, the mothership. The Death Star. Wait, we might want them as a sponsor. Let's not compare Coca-Cola to the Death Star.
No.
That would be bad.
No.
That's not good for the future.
DW is the Death Star.
No, DW's all right. He's just geezing.
Yeah, I know.
He's
just he needs to go away.
So the speculation that nobody else is speculating about is Monster Energy's like, but this is our last year here, and we could re-up if we want. So I don't know.
I don't see it.
Monster Energy has more money than, I mean, the guy that originally created Monster Energy.
No, that's Red Bull, I think.
Was that? Oh yeah, you're exactly right.
Red Bull gives you wings.
And made him rich.
Yeah.
Made the guy really rich.
Hey, let's get Elon Musk and then he can come rap for NASCAR. Oh my God! Did you hear that? That was horrible.
We are in like permanent squirrel tonight.
Okay. Boom. We're just trying to find sponsors for NASCAR.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of better sponsors than the ones we mentioned.
And why aren't there more fast food food in general?
Well, Burger King used to be on there.
I know.
McDonald's,
a lot
Wendy's
of them used to have a car. That's what I'm saying.
Kentucky Fried Chicken used to have a car.
Yeah,
like, now it's all weirdo like tech things.
Tech's got big bucks.
I have the old Kentucky Fried Chicken car which actually said Kentucky Fried Chicken, which of course you can't say that anymore. It's KFC now.
You can't say it because they don't want to say fried.
It's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right. It's not healthy.
I can do abbreviations and make them into real words.
I had the Kellogg's car too, which I really liked. It had the big rooster on the hood.
Oh yeah. We saw that real one.
You know who drove it?
Hendrick, right?
Who drove it?
Terry Labonte.
You got it. I knew she'd get it. NASCAR geek girl. All right, now the next fun topic that everybody in the world, I don't care who you are, you'd be lying if you said that it wasn't true.
What?
Everyone has dreamed of winning the lottery and what they'd do with it.
Right, even if it was a little lottery.
Well, let's just go swing for the fence for this presentation
First of all,
gotta be at least $1 million.
How this came up.
All right, Lisa thought of the idea, so I'll let her handle that.
This is how this came up. Somebody in North Carolina this week he won the lottery. He won a little lottery. He won a scratch off. He won $250,000, which translates into about $178,000 once you take the taxes out. The guy has stage 4 liver cancer.
That sucks.
So they always ask you, what are you going to do with the money? And he said, we are just going to go everywhere that we can while we can. And we're going to go to Italy first because that's where my wife has always wanted to go. So I just thought that was really cool. So so then I said, okay, what would you do if you won the lottery, even if it wasn't a huge lottery?
Right.
But say you won at least $1 million after taxes.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Me personally, well, it depends on the
magnitude. We'll go on magnitude.
Well, let's do it based on what it's been. The Mega Millions has been what, 700 million
that was
the
other
Powerball.
day. Yeah.
I don't care. Okay.
One person won that too.
All right, what was it? 700 million.
It was 700, but after taxes
like
and the annuity, it ended up with 4.
Yeah, I figured I was pretty close there.
So
let's say you had 380 million. Me. I want a house in St. Croix. I want a house on the beach at North Carolina. And I want to give each of my children houses. Each of my children houses. And then maybe my sisters and all that, but pay off their
parents.
Debt. Or parents. Well, definitely take care of the parents. Get them each houses far, far away from each other.
Next door to each other.
That's cruel and unusual
that would be
punishment.
Awesome. Next door to each other.
They don't get along the best, but they're still together after nearly 60 years.
100 years.
I'm not that old.
You might be.
That was the reason.
Whoa.
Anyway.
Are you proud of that?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, well, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so basically that's that and a couple cool cars and a place to put them. So, I mean, I'm a little bit greedy, but not more than like
donate
$2
a lot
million.
of money. Yeah, and then
the rest of it, what I'd really want to do is...
No, not... You know what you do? Start a foundation.
Well, we do a foundation.
Yeah, you don't give it all away.
What we're going to do is we'd have people give us their story. Tell us why they need the money. Because I know so many families that are struggling to survive. They're not bad people. They haven't screwed up.
Catch up.
Life is just too expensive, or they've had circumstances that have cost them a lot of money, like hospital bills and stuff like that, or a sick child, or something like that. And I want to help people like that. I don't want to make them rich. I want to catch them up.
Catch them up.
So that they can breathe again.
Right.
And I want to do that for hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, I don't know about hundreds of thousands.
Tens of thousands, anyway.
As many people as you can.
Yeah, but I mean, because you got to figure the average debt's going to be $50,000 or $100,000 or something like that.
Yeah, but that's not hundreds of thousands of people. But just as many as you can.
But you know what I'm saying. It's just give away as much as you can and keep the money in earning interest while you're giving the money away, so that you're keeping on.
Right, and do only a certain amount per year, so you don't wipe it out. So you don't run out of money. So you don't wipe it out.
Right, exactly. Yep. That to me would be altruism. That would
forgot our Key West house.
I said
no, you
2 or 3
didn't.
houses.
You said a house at the beach in North Carolina.
Yeah. I forgot Key West. Well, no, you Duval Street. The one we stayed at as an investment, but we get the room.
The house. We could buy a house.
Well, we buy the Duval Street hotel. Yeah. No, the hotel.
Oh, the whole.
We buy that hotel.
Well, you know what?
We buy the bed and breakfast.
People thought we worked there anyway. How funny was that?
And room 22 is ours.
Yeah, the front one.
22.
The front one or ours? The front one. 22. We were in 23. 22. Front room.
Right. Anyway, you don't have any idea what we're talking about.
When you go to Key West,
Duval Street in Key West is a fun place to be.
If you go to Key West, ask us where to stay, and we will tell you.
Yeah, I've only been there once, and I'll be going back. But
be there. I've been there a lot of times, and you didn't want to go. So
Dershie would. Oh, and Lisa wants to travel the world. Which
I've
traveled the world some, and she
I haven't been anywhere.
Well, you've been to the Bahamas.
Oh. Woohoo!
Woo! Florida Part 2.
There was a Lums there.
What?
Remember Lums hot dogs?
Dershie's already traveled the whole world.
Yeah.
So what would Dershie do?
Well, for me, my most important thing for me would be to set up my grandkids to make sure they have a college fund, and if they don't want to go to college, then they can use the money to start a business,
so they can't waste it
or whatever. Right. Yep, that would be the most important thing to me. From a family of educators, that's extremely important.
Right.
But after that, I have traveled a lot.
Forgot to mention we would also pay off student loans. By the way.
Well, I don't have
I forgot to mention we would pay off our kids' student loans.
Oh, of course. Oh, absolutely.
Well, we have two that have them.
You hook up your kids.
Or maybe 3, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Well, we also send the one back to school, or 2 back to school.
No, she doesn't want to go.
Yours.
Who, Emma?
We don't name names. No, the one that didn't finish.
Oh, the boy? The middle boy? That I'm not allowed to say his name? It's okay.
Head slap.
All right. My daughter.
We protect the names.
No, she doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
She stalks us. Hi, Emma. Hi,
kids.
Hi.
We love you guys.
So, my daughter probably wants to go to grad school, and so we would pay off her loan and let her go to grad school.
Right, but the beauty of it is, if it was a little bit, then we'd shrink all that to scale, but we'd still give away a lot of money, because that's the beauty of it.
Right.
That would be the blessing.
Right.
To bless others. All right, so everybody, Dershie, you gave away your money to the kids.
Well, after I did that, the other thing I would do is, I've traveled a lot to Europe. I'd like to see the other half of the continent. I want to go to China. I want to go to Australia.
Yeah.
Those
are the 2 on my
Australia.
On my bucket
I want to
list.
go to Australia. I want to go to Japan and Australia.
I want to go to Australia and bring back a Holden.
A what?
That's a Ute.
A what?
A Ute. A pickup truck.
Well, I don't know why you're going like this because they're not that big.
But you've got two Holden. You've got two Australian Utes.
Right. By the way, Chuck's holding up his hand.
I'm holding up a Hot Wheels sign.
A Matchbox car.
Yeah, Matchbox. Because she has a Holden Ute. Which, to those who don't know, it's like an El Camino or a Ranchero. It's a car front, pickup truck back. And they make them really, really fast in Australia. These people love their speed. They're very much like Americans, just reversed.
Well, it's a country of convicts.
Right, kind of like America.
Oh yeah. I think we'd do well there.
I do too.
They have a lot of shrimp.
Oh, we'd get along with everybody. This is just how we are. We could do the show from there. Hi, dog.
Oh, by the way,
is that our dog or his dog?
Yes. No, it's
that's
our
ours.
dog.
Would you close? Can I ask you to close the door?
I want the door open. It's not that annoying.
All right.
And we are going to do the show remotely at, I think, Wendy's bar. One of these. It's not that loud, hon.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, nobody's listening anyway, so it doesn't matter.
All right. And the reason why I want the door shut and everybody's miserable and taking decongestants is allergies. It's allergy season, everybody. Yay! Let's hear it. Yay! No?
No, I don't have them.
All right, everybody say it then.
Yay.
No, say shut up.
Shut up, Chuck.
Thirsty?
And then we can talk about noises that men make.
And then we'll talk about noises.
That was my allergies talking.
Okay, so
no, man, allergies stink. It's the worst.
Be careful what you wish for.
Well, you know, we had a great, beautiful, long, cold winter, which some people hated and some people liked.
No.
But what happens after a long winter is you get a late spring, and it's usually a quite intense spring that just explodes on you, and everything turns yellow, including your sinuses.
Yay.
And there we all are.
Most of us.
Yay. Well, I can't think of any. I mean, does everybody get sinuses? Or
no.
Some people don't.
No.
Some people just go, let me snort all the yellow stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother.
No, they sneeze like I do, and that's it. We don't make all kinds of snotty noises and die and stuff.
Go ahead and don't take the decongestants you take, and then do it.
I don't take decongestants.
Yeah, you do. You take the daily thing.
I just take this because...
Yeah, that's a daily.
Yeah, but I take it in the winter because it makes me cough if I don't.
Right. Well, but
that's not a pollen thing.
I'm talking about the...
stuff in the bathroom?
Yeah.
I haven't been taking that at all.
Why?
Because I don't need it.
Aren't you all special?
Well, you're special.
Isn't she special, Dershie?
You're special, too.
Lisa is definitely special. She is the wonderful Lisa. Let's get that right.
That's right. The one of a kind.
Oh, by the way. Speaking of. I know we've already talked about this, but don't go on Twitter and,
I'm not going on Twitter at all.
Be mean to me about Chuck.
I'm not. You're talking about people.
I'm trying to be nice to you people.
Oh, yeah, well, my friends, when they're looking for me, find Lisa. And they usually have a habit of wanting to make...
No, they're usually cool, but every once in a while somebody's like...
Somebody wants to make a comment and get into it with her.
I can't believe somebody as smart as you is just so wrong about everything in life, or whatever. Just just don't do that. That's not nice.
Well, it doesn't do any good.
No, it doesn't. It's not going to...
You're not making her want to not block you.
That's not going to convert me. Let's just put it that way.
If you're trying to find me, don't make her want to block you. That's not your best path of direction. To be very honest here, my friends, you know I love you guys and I miss you, but don't get in a fight with her. It's not worth it.
No.
She's as much of a liberal badass as I am a conservative one, and that doesn't bode well if you want to fight with her.
Right.
Right? Have we covered that? Good. Now, we covered allergies. Darcy, are you dying over there? How you doing?
They probably have different allergies in Florida, I would guess.
Oh, I'd have an allergy from living in Florida.
We have so much pollen here. It's, my wife's gold truck is orange when we go out in the morning.
Well, yeah, my Mustang is like that. It's yellow.
The only one that I can't see any difference in is my yellow truck.
Right.
I have an old yellow F-150 state truck from Virginia. I love that thing to death, but it's already yellow, so go ahead. It already looks like Big Bird pooped on it.
Well, that's because you spray painted the spots.
Well, yeah, there was some rust. Funny. There was some external rust spots where the paint had come off, and I didn't want it to rust through because there's no rust on this entire dang truck. So I just sanded them down and spray painted them yellow, and it looks like Big Bird pooped on my truck.
I mean, it's barely noticeable.
Barely.
Yeah. Little yellow smears.
But, I mean, and that's kind of universal. I mean, it happens at different times, different stages, different places in the country. But pretty much everybody gets yellow vehicles, don't they?
Do they do it in Alaska?
I don't know. Alaska.
Who are you going to ask?
Alaska question.
Who are you going to ask?
I don't know. Is anybody here from Alaska?
No, but I've been there twice. We're total.
Oh, you know.
Of course
You've been everywhere. La-di-da.
Alaska has some of the largest flowers you'll ever see in your entire life. So, yeah, obviously they have pollen. Mm-hmm.
But their entire summer lasts 3.5 weeks, so.
Probably. Well, that's why the flowers have to be so big.
It's actually a pretty long summer because the sun tilts and the sun never goes down. We were there in July.
Oh, right.
And
that would be cool.
The darkest
that would actually be cool.
Yeah, the darkest that got there was still light enough that you could see without any problem whatsoever.
That would be so cool.
Right.
The sun tipped below the horizon for about 40 minutes, and that was it.
Neat. I like that. But then, again, in the winter, it just, never comes up, right?
Right, it's the opposite. Right. It never comes up. It never gets light.
That would be depressing.
Yeah, very. Definitely couldn't stay there in the winter.
Huh. Let's see here. Oh, the only thing about sports besides NASCAR that I want to mention is...
Yeah, we're not watching basketball anymore.
Duke.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Zion. It was nice having you for one season.
Oh, and next year...
It sucks that you're not going to be here next year.
No, next year?
He'll be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
Next year?
Yes.
I think they don't even have to go to college anymore.
Well, that'll at least make kids come back for 4 years, maybe.
What are you talking about?
If kids no longer even have to come to college.
Why would they come back?
Right. They're not going to. I mean, the next crew that come to Duke will probably want to stay 4 years.
Right, because they're not good enough.
They're not
NBA
NBA All-Stars before they ever get there.
Right. So, yeah.
I mean, because you guarantee Zion will be in the NBA All-Star, just like, what's his face it's now with Boston. Who's the point guard with Boston, Dershey, from Duke? Crap. My kid.
I don't know.
Who's his dad?
No, he shoot the lights out. I mean,
I don't watch NBA anymore.
Anyway, I don't either.
Yeah, we don't either.
Once they leave Duke,
I don't
care.
I don't. We don't care.
I know they're making millions of dollars, whether it's in basketball or something else, if they got their degree from Duke. Without question.
I got my degree from Duke.
You did.
I didn't play basketball though. It was
really?
It was so funny.
You mean you're not 7'2"?
No. I'm 5'3.5". So when I told people I was going to Duke in the 80s, this is in Maryland, they were either like, "Are you going to medical school or are you going to play basketball?" Like a dumbass. So that was like the only 2 responses I pretty much ever got.
Right.
You going to medical school, or are you going to play basketball?
Kyle Irving, Chuck.
And I know.
Yeah.
Kylie. Oh, yeah.
Kylie Irving.
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Kyrie.
He was a one and done, and he was the NBA Rookie of the Year, and he won with Cleveland when they won their championship, and then he got traded to the Lakers, I think.
Yeah, because LeBron didn't like him. LeBron didn't like him.
Right. So now he loves being in Boston. I suspect he'll be his career there. I don't really watch NBA anymore.
No, we don't.
But we kind of keep track of all the Duke guys because there's so many of them in the NBA.
Yes, there are UNC fans.
Ah!
Look it up.
That's true. Well, there's a lot of them too.
There's more Duke people.
I know, but there are a lot of them.
But there's more Duke people.
But you know what? Let's just make it inclusive and say ACC.
Or people from North Carolina.
Oh, and just because Jerry's probably listening. Go Virginia. We'll root for Virginia just because they're going to play Michigan State. I'm sorry, Michigan State and Big Ten fans.
I don't really care anymore.
I'm an ACC boy, so I can't help it. So let's see. Is there anything we forgot? I see we're in a rabbit hole.
About NASCAR. Usual.
We did talk about NASCAR.
No, not like Kyle Busch.
Oh my goodness! All right, we'll finish.
And crap.
Is there anything? There's nobody asking us questions anywhere, is there?
Nobody's listening.
Dershie, nobody calling in, right?
Not yet.
Darn.
I'll get my friends to call next week.
Yeah, we need some people calling in.
Even if they are my friends.
I don't care. I'll fight with anybody.
Trust me, I know this.
I'm a debater. Yep.
So Chuck, I hear Lisa's going to take the Jeopardy test.
Oh, right.
I am.
Lisa, tell us about that. What did you do to get to this point?
You just sign up and you just you go on the website, jeopardy.com or whatever it is, and you just tell them you're interested in taking the test.
Right.
And then they encourage you to take practice tests, which I haven't done yet, so I need to do that all this weekend. And the tests are 3 days next week. You take them online. And then if you pass that, I think you go somewhere in North Carolina. I'm not sure where.
Raleigh, I think it is.
I don't think it's Raleigh.
Oh, wait, was it in Winston?
It's not.
I think it's Winston this time.
I don't know.
And then it magically pops up on your screen?
No, that's Dershie.
Oh, crap, holy, scared me. I thought that was like, wow, look at that.
It's one of those Google ads, right? Welcome to the Jeopardy family. Hold on.
Yep. Jeopardy's the world's greatest game. Been watching it since 1963 when it first started.
Okay.
And
I first started in 1963.
I know. I want to go on that show too, but you can go first. And I'm going to go on there with the express purpose. Adult test,
April 9th, 10th, and 11th.
There you go.
So I think you can choose. So today is the 3rd, so I'll probably do the 11th, because that's a Thursday.
Cool. That'd be so cool.
Everything you know to get on the show. Yeah, but see, if I fail, then I'm going to have to kill myself.
No, you don't. You take it again. There's people that have taken that for years, over and over and over.
But I mean, look.
Trying to get on.
But look. We're pretty good.
Well, we do very well.
I won tonight, remember? I knew the answer and you didn't.
Yeah, you're right. Each one of us could do well on that show. And if you do it, then I'll do it. And that'll be awesome.
Okie doke.
You ever had the hankering to go on? You ever had the urge to go on? I've been living in North Carolina for 10 years.
Oh, my God.
You ever had the urge to go on Jeopardy, Dersh?
I've never hankered for anything in my life.
I have performance anxiety, though. Yes, you have.
You have. You've hankered to go back to some opera.
Trust me, I've never, ever hankered in my entire life.
Hankered? Sounds dirty.
Everybody's doing it. Get down to hankering.
Everybody's hankering.
Man, I did some great hankering last night.
Yeah.
What?
I heard they do some hankering down on Church Street, but I don't go down there.
Yeah. Church Street in Orlando.
That's right. You know
There's a Church Street in Burlington.
Right. You know what goes on at Church Street in Orlando, Chuck? You lived here.
I do. I remember that. I remember all the Navy boys that went down to Church Street in Orlando.
Is that like 13th and K?
I actually did go to a bar on Church Street in Orlando. It's the one that had the airplane sticking out of the side of it. You remember that place?
Yeah, it's still open.
Is it still there? Yeah. The one with the airplane in it?
Yep. Down on OBT.
I always thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, it is down in that area, isn't it?
Do they still sell sushi at the Walgreens in Orlando?
Did they?
Oh, when we were down there, remember when I went to Disney with Sam when he was little? So it was like 10 years ago.
Oh, right, yeah.
We saw a sign at the Walgreens that said they sold sushi. I'm like,
well,
who buys their sushi at Walgreens?
Well, if you get sick from the sushi, at least you're in the right place.
Ugh.
They got a lot of medicine there.
Yuck. Yuck.
Probably certified sushi.
I don't know. It's just weird. Orlando's weird.
I'm just not really a fan of sushi anyway. When were you were taking me to sushi sometime soon anyway?
It's going to be cooked, though.
Alright, well that's not
Does
worse.
Dershie like sushi? Hey, that's like a rhyme. Dershie likes sushi.
Dershie loves sushi.
See?
Dershie sushi.
So tell Chuck he should eat some.
Dershie,
well, I'm fine with it. I mean,
Dershie goes to all-you-can-eat sushi places here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so years ago, we used to go to Myrtle Beach all the time.
Yep.
And there was an all-you-can-eat sushi place. And nobody wanted to go, so my sister and I went because nobody else wanted any. And so we went, and it was like the middle of the day or something. And there was this, like, 600-pound guy in there or whatever. Like, I mean, he was seriously
pounding
humongous.
Sushi.
And they were like, no more. It's all you can eat, but no more for you. You've been here all day. You go home. We were just like losing our shit. Like, no more. I'm sorry. It was just really, really funny. It's like he lived there. I'll just remember that the rest of my No.
Talk about getting your money's worth for $18.95.
I know, right?
We went to
no, you go home.
Went to Seattle. 6 of us went to not Seattle, but Vancouver, Canada, for 2 reasons. The beer fest.
Media.
The beer fest that we're having there, which is a fantastic beer fest, is about 150 microbrews that show up. And
nice.
the other
by the
one,
way, April is beer month in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Every month is beer month in North Carolina.
Okay, go ahead, Dersh.
Go ahead, Dersh.
And the other reason was we went to a sushi restaurant, which was named the best sushi restaurant in North America. And
oh, nice!
Yeah, it was,
Was it
fantastic. Oh my gosh, yes. Nice little place, a little hole in the wall. You wouldn't even know it was a sushi place unless you were looking for it. And the chef was right out in the middle of the restaurant. You can go up and talk to him. He'd greet you. It was a fantastic little place.
Cool.
Very neat.
The beer fest.
Cool.
Beer
Have you ever
fest
heard
was
of a
great
place
too.
called Cowfish?
No.
Beer fest is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Dersh.
No, I
Have
haven't.
you ever heard of a place called Cowfish? It's really weird. It's like sushi and burgers. And then they make like weird little sushi that's cooked. But apparently it's a pretty cool place. There's one in Raleigh. There's one in Charlotte. There might be one in Orlando, actually. Let me look. But it's a really cool place.
What's that place? When I was in the Navy in Orlando,
100
it was called
years ago.
Bailey Street or something like that. It's an area of stores and stuff, like a little village kind of thing. It was something street, and it began with a B.
Something street. That
No.
down.
It was a little manufactured little.
Oh, there is one in Orlando. Dersh, there's one in Orlando. Look it up. Cowfish.
All right, I'll check it out.
6,000 Universal Boulevard. No, apparently this place is awesome. I want to go there.
Universal Boulevard. That means it's in Universal itself. If that's at Universal Boulevard.
Oh, well. If you ever go there, check it out.
It's probably in the park, right?
6,000 Universal Boulevard, number 700.
Yeah, they have what's called the City Walk, which is
it is.
A bunch of restaurants and things outside of the park itself. But it's
I see that. Look, it says City Walk.
Yep.
Apparently, this is good.
So apparently, Lisa needs to take a trip down to
Orlando.
Sounds like it.
No, they have one in Charlotte and they have one in Raleigh.
Yep.
You need to go. They have burgushi. It's burgers and sushi put together. You would eat that.
So, you don't remember the name of this little area I'm talking about? It's a whole bunch of little shops and stuff.
Not starts with a B, but you know, there's those things down on International Boulevard has a bunch of those shops and things. But
yeah,
I'm not sure that was around.
This was also.
No, it probably wasn't.
This is a long time
Universal
ago.
didn't exist then.
No, this is long before Universal. This is before most of Disney even happened there, to be honest. I mean, the only thing that was there then was Epcot.
So
that was the only thing
not
besides Disney. No, probably not. But the reason I thought of it is because I met Tony Bennett there, and he sang literally. I could smell his breath while he was singing. He was literally that close to us, and it was real. And I was in navy dress, garlic, as a matter of fact.
I thought it might.
Mm-hmm.
You funny.
I just smiled. I also realized he wasn't a smoker.
What?
Because he didn't rake. He smelled like your basic well-dressed Italian guy. You know, really good cologne
and garlic.
And garlic. That's usually how it goes, you know. All right. So anyway, that covers Orlando, which apparently we're coming to visit you.
Yes, we are, and we're all going to go to Cowfish.
Or something like that.
We are going to go to Cowfish.
Oh, I was looking over at NASCAR.com while we were talking, and one last thing about all of our favorite driver, Ryan Blaney. He leads one most disappointing stat.
Races not won?
Most laps led without a win.
I knew that.
195 laps he's led without a win yet.
He also,
I can see why he's a little frustrated.
I think he also leads in most positions lost coming out of the pit.
Probably.
They're killing that boy.
But he also leads in most old ladies that think he's hot.
Not just old ladies.
All the ladies.
I would say young, medium, and old.
But mostly old, apparently.
Well, older.
Older.
You're not exactly old.
Well, like my age.
Older than.
Older.
Not old.
Older.
Comes before duh.
Okay.
And, of course, after duh,
it's kind of like
dead.
It's kind of like the Casey
And it's better to be duh than dead.
It's kind of like the Casey Kane women that all thought he was cute. The old ladies.
It's because Casey Kane was different, though.
He was
basically harmless, right?
Right.
He was one of those guys that never intimidated anybody.
He was like.
But Brian Blaney's like openly like, hey, va 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 voom.
Right.
And the ladies are all like, ooh, melt.
Porn star.
Yeah, he's
got his little porn mustache going on.
What was the guy that drove the 2500 car way back when?
Richmond?
He's a Tim Richmond kind of guy, except he's not as much of a maniac.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, we don't know that completely yet.
We don't know that.
But this Blaney kid, if you don't know NASCAR, he's one to watch, especially if you're a lady who likes hot.
He's a cutie pie.
Dark-haired kids.
He's a cutie pie, and he's a smart ass.
Guys.
He's not a kid. That's weird.
He's 23?
6.
No way. He's not that old, is he?
I don't know. I'm going to look it up right now.
I don't think so.
Thank you, Internet.
Siri! Should have just asked Siri. She's having a nap over there.
25!
25.
25. He was born on December 31st.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
No wonder every night is New Year's Eve.
And his mother's name is Lisa, and his sister's name is Emma, so he's basically my son.
There you go. He's a good kid. Great driver. If you're listening, Blaney, which I'm sure you are.
I'm not a creep. I'm not a creep.
Yeah, you're a creeper.
I'm not a creeper.
You're a creeper.
If I was a creeper, I'd already know where he lived.
No.
Because I'm good at that.
I don't know if I should say this.
What?
You're a MILF.
I'm a MILF? Oh. Oh. Speaking of that.
Oh, please don't go too far off.
No.
Okay,
just
good.
one quick thing. So one time we were at a soccer thing, and we were waiting for dinner at the bar or whatever, and we ordered a drink. I got my thing. The name on the thing said MILF. Like
that's how the bartender
and I was like,
it?
Okay, so either
that's a serious compliment.
Either he really thought that, or he just put that on there because he wanted a big tip.
He wanted to give you a big...
No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he just put that on there.
No,
because I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him a big tip.
No, I think...
I actually took a picture of that one and saved it.
I bet you did. And
So, yeah. So
yes, that's a real thing.
So that was funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
That was very funny.
Anyway.
Oh! Claire B. Lang just talked to me on Twitter. Woohoo!
Lisa, it's funny. I've been a NASCAR fan since 1967 when I was 6 years old. And 66, I'm sorry, when I was 5 years old. And Lisa's been a fan for 10 years now?
As long as you made me be, yeah.
Made you be. Right.
Hey, I made Ryan Newman win the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
I did.
And Lisa has become friends with on a talking basis with a whole lot of NASCAR people. And I'm like, what the heck? I've been the fan my entire life, and she's got all the insider stuff.
Who have I talked to? Mike Joy.
Oh, yeah, I know Mike Joy's one of my favorite people.
Mike Joy, Kenny Wallace.
Yep.
Junior.
I met Junior, of course.
Aren't you special?
I am.
But he talked to me.
Mm-hmm.
Claire B. Lang.
Obviously. Yeah, Junior and I didn't talk. We signed.
Who else? Oh, Ganassi. Ganassi talked to me.
Chip, yeah.
Yep. Pistone. Pete Pistone.
Pete Pistone and you are like buds.
Well, no, he only talked to me once, but it's cool.
Well, he talked to you
Humpy.
Humpy Wheeler. Yeah, Humpy's
Before he
cool.
quit Twitter, he was talking to me. So that was cool. I love this.
Yep.
So yeah, she just answered me back. I just said, what would you write about if you were me?
Yeah.
Because he's a challenge to write about. She said, write about the patience that's required of him to just because
he's a good driver in a
bad car. Yeah. Not a bad car.
Well,
but not a great
lucky
car.
To be in a car at all.
You know where he should go drive?
Penske.
No, you know where he should go drive?
Fourth Penske car. Childers.
Think about who is in the same situation as him. Daugherty?
He could end up in the 37
because
car.
they have
47 car.
They have funding now.
Yeah. They if you don't know, what's his first name again? Brad Daugherty from UNC.
Yep.
And he was a great basketball player in college and the pros, and he made a lot of money. And he invested his money into a NASCAR race team. And they're a second, third-rate team, and they have been for their whole career. Until this year. And they got some money injected into the team. And all of a sudden, they're up there in the top 10 every week. What's his name? The guy, last name B.
Benedetto? Burrito?
Not Ben. He's in Levine family racing. Anyway, never mind. So anyway, they're doing really well this year, and that's really good to see. We need more competition, and this new car with this new rule package is kind of doing that. Don't you think, Dersh? He's out walking the dog.
31. You said 31. That's Newman.
No. 37.
You said 31.
37.
You said 31.
No, I said 37.
No, you
Busher.
did.
Busher.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's a better car.
Who's surprising you this season?
Right now, I'll be honest with you, Martin Truex driving so poorly.
First year blues. Takes a year for a team to become a team if you're not moving the entire team.
He became a whiner last year.
He's always whined. Before he ever got a win, he used to whine a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what we do in New Jersey. We don't whine.
Even Blaney whines a little.
Nah, well, he's just frustrated.
Trust me, I whine all the time, and if I can't, I beer.
But that's
right.
But Blaney,
I know. I'm really. You know what really pisses me off? I got these dogs. I love them. I feed them. I get them treats. Will they get me a beer? No.
You know why? Because there's no rope on the refrigerator. If you put a rope and you train them to pull it open, that's what you do.
Our dogs would take the beer outside and drink it.
No, they can't open it.
They bite it. They got teeth. Big fangs.
You're silly.
Oh, we've gone so far off in the weeds. Where were we? I think we've covered everything we really wanted to tell you guys.
Oh, we're going to talk about birth control.
Oh, right, birth control. You go ahead, go for it.
Well, see, I don't really.
Brief summary.
I don't really know, but you said that they were going to vote.
Oh yeah. All right, let me give you a brief reason why we're doing this.
Birth control over the counter.
Over-the-counter birth control bill launched by Senate Republicans. It would fast-track RDA review of applications to free the pill from prescriptions and let people use health savings accounts on RX drugs.
But
I haven't even started
But currently, under Obamacare, but under
Flopocare.
But under current insurance regulations, birth control pills are I'm not going to say free because you're going to say somebody pays for them, but they're no cost to the patient. Why do you shake your head about that?
Well,
why do you shake your head about that?
The reason they're doing it,
No. Answer my question.
Because I don't approve of anything where you're supporting other people. People should carry their own weight. $7 at Walmart for prescriptions. Right now for prescription pills a month. Pay $7. Don't make the government.
Honey, we don't even have people that can pay their rent. You want them to have more babies?
No, I want them to pay $7 so they don't have babies in the first place.
What if they're going to spend the $7 on something else, like stupid, like crack?
They're going to spend it on crack anyway, and I can't help them.
But they're going to get their pills for $0, so they would have the pills and not have the baby.
Then why don't we just save the whole thing in the first place and give them a snip so they don't have that problem? Because you can reanastamize.
No.
You can have reanastomosis. It works. My daughter is proof that
I understand that. But you can't involuntarily sterilize
I didn't say
people.
involuntarily. Voluntarily. Listen, we'll put a clip on you. If you ever want to have babies later, you can have babies later. It's a lot cheaper than putting a pill.
No, it's not
pills
a lot.
It's
not a lot cheaper. It's not a lot cheaper than giving people pills for $0. It's not a lot cheaper. That's a surgery. That's expensive. Snipping people is not cheaper than giving them the pills.
Okay.
No, don't blow me off like that.
I haven't even read one line of this article, and you've already made your whole decision.
Well, I mean, why did you even bring it up today then?
You asked. I mentioned
why.
it.
I'm saying why.
I know, but if you're going to let me bring it up, well, let me bring it up.
What is the benefit?
Never mind.
No, what is the benefit?
The benefit is that allowing greater access to safe and effective contraceptive act. It'll be over the counter. It'll be not taxed.
If it's free, it's non-taxed.
It's not free.
Free to the patient.
We're paying for the patient. Patient should pay for the patient.
You know what? I'll buy somebody's birth control pills then if they can't afford them. How about that?
If they need $7. If somebody can't afford $7, they shouldn't have sex.
Oh, seriously?
Yep.
You're ridiculous. Ridiculous.
But this is why we weren't going to bring up this topic.
But you're right, Chuck. You're always right, Chuck.
I know I am. Yep. Anyway, at least come on in and let's say goodnight to everybody. We've raised little cackles here at the very end, so come on in and say goodnight. All right, she's taking a visitation. Darcy, what do you got kicking this week?
WGI. Talked about Winter Guard International Championships of this week. this weekend.
Oh, right.
Started today, going
Give a
through.
brief description.
Well, WGI
That's
is
those ribbons.
no, that's gymnastics.
What?
Oh, okay. What is it that you guys do?
WGI is Winter Garden International. It's an indoor activity. Basically, if you know a marching band or an outdoor band, they have flags and rifles and sabers. They spin those. Well, we get rid of the band, bring the kids inside and perform the music. And this weekend is the international championships. We have teams from 7 different continents, all 7 continents, 6 continents, whatever they are. About 15.
Hey, you made a new one.
We don't know.
Well,
we lost Pluto, so you can make a new continent.
Falkland Islands. Falkland Islands want to be a continent themselves, so. There's about.
Let them be. They can
if it makes them content, they can
self-identify as a continent.
There's about 12 countries involved, including Japan. A couple teams from Britain, including Mayflower, which I like a lot. And I've been involved since in the activity since 1993, 94. And
it's a long time.
I love it. Yep.
Cool.
This weekend's the championship.
So wait, if it's an indoor activity, why do you make them go outside?
We don't. We take.
I thought you just said that.
No. If you imagine watching a college or a high school band, they have auxiliaries, which is the flags, the sabers, the rifles they spin. Gotcha. Outside, then what we do, that's fall during football season. Then during the winter, we lose the band and do piped in music, and the flags, the rifles, the sabers, they all perform to music indoors in the gymnasium.
Oh, cool! Did anybody ever accidentally stab anybody?
Oh yeah, it's happened. The sabers aren't sharp, but they do have a tip. And they're supposed to tape the tip to cover them, but occasionally the blade will break.
That was a good interview question.
Oh no!
And
that is a good question, actually.
There's been plenty of accidents over the years.
But the blades aren't actually sharp, though,
no
tip,
fatalities, right? Just bruises, right?
Yeah, bruises, cuts, right? Blood, blood on the floor.
Blood. Yep.
Blood. Remember that little kid?
It's like when I go to fix anything, Dershey.
Blood.
There's gonna be blood.
Yeah. There's gonna be blood.
I'm gonna cut myself one way or the other when I do most anything. Like if I hang up a ceiling fan, I'm gonna cut myself on one tiny little piece of a wire or something, just so there's some blood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've been good. My wife and I used to teach a local high school, and we actually won the World Championships in 2000 in our class. Been top 10 about 6 or 7 times. It's a great activity. I love it.
Cool.
You guys have done a lot of cool things with and for kids, so I admire you guys for that.
No, thank you.
I just did soccer.
Well, you've gotten to be the beneficiary of being able to go to all these places, but going to Portugal like you did with 30 kids. How many kids?
Greece, but yeah, 61 people travel with us. We had
how many kids?
61. Well, there were 16 parents, 7 chaperones,
and 45 kids,
and the rest were kids.
Oh, okay.
Did you come back with all the same kids?
Unfortunately, yes.
Just swaps them out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. It's really cool that you guys get to go do that.
That's a lot of stress, though, because remember I was telling you about...
keep track of them.
Well, no. I mean, remember I was telling you about the soccer?
Yeah.
My son played soccer, and he's really, really good, and they had trips overseas every year, and they went to France one year, and he wasn't on that team. He was a year older, but they had a team, and something happened with the bus, and they had a wreck, and one of the kids got killed, and that just really
Yeah,
it wasn't the coach's fault, but that just really lives with them the rest of their life. You know, like yeah. I mean, they were over there with these kids, and one of them got killed. So,
what do you do? You know,
I mean, it wasn't their fault.
No,
it was the bus driver's fault, totally. But still, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that would just suck. But I'm glad that hasn't happened for Mr. Dershey.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, we've been doing this about an hour or so tonight.
About an hour and 10 minutes.
Woohoo!
What do you know? Once we get going, we keep going.
I didn't even yell at you.
You did once.
No, that's normal.
Okay. Has anybody got anything else to add?
No.
If you guys were here in our audience, you could have called in and asked us yourself.
All right. So
audience, it's just between us.
We're going to engage you next week.
Yeah. So you're welcome to call in and join us.
Ask us questions. Talk to us.
Yeah, and ask us why we're
talking to ourselves in our living room.
Yeah, basically. All right. I think it's time to call it a night. What do you think? Ready?
Yep.
All right.
Say goodnight, Lisa.
Shut up, Chuck.
Yeah, everybody say goodnight, Chuck.
Shut up, Chuck.
Shut up, Chuck.
Shut up, Chuck. Either way. There you go. Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Dershey.
Good night. Good night, Lisa. Good night, Dershey.
And shut up, Chuck.
And shut up, Chuck.
And Obama still sucks. Hey, Lisa said it. Oh my! I hope that is on tape. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's not true though.
Hey Dershey, we're gonna take that clip and put it over on our show.
Hey, we're
gonna post it everywhere.
I could be just like the president. Media. I could go. I never said that, even though it was on tape. I never said that.
So yeah.
I never said
tomorrow, next Tuesday at what time is us? Do your broadcaster shtick.
8:00.
Yeah, the right side of politics Eastern. With Chuck and Dersh, 8:00 on not Tuesdays. Eastern. It's definitely not Eastern, but it's 8:00 Eastern time. 7:00 Central for Jerry.
In the trailer.
In the trailer. I get to do the show with you out in the trailer, which is cool. I just got to remember to either warm it up or if it's not,
or cool it up.
I hope it's not that. Yeah. It was a little chilly last night in there. So anyway, Tuesday 8:00, right side of politics with Chuck and Dersh, and Wednesday at 9:30 again will be this show with Lisa and me,
or George and Kellyanne, depending.
It depends what day it is. Good night, everybody. It's been fun.
Good night. Thanks, Dersh.
Good night.
I think this is the same people.